Hello and God bless. Today I'm going to be bringing you my top 5 favorite Tales of main protagonists in all of the Tales series of the games I've played. Now, this is a video requested by Kevin in my Discord. He asked me what my top 5 favorite Tales of main protagonists. So I'm finally going to get around to doing this video. But also, I want to say if you aren't already in my Discord, link in the description box below to my official UncleShal Discord, where you can join in discussions on JRPGs, Nintendo games, there's a bunch of games in general. And also, you'll get notified of when I go live on Twitch, where I am more active and I do more of my activities on and everything. So yes, go to my Discord, join in the discussion, and let's get more things going for the UncleShal community. Without further ado, today we're going to get into my top 5 favorite Tales of main protagonists. Alrighty, number 5 on my list of favorite Tales of main protagonists is Velvet Crow. And the reason I like Velvet Crow is because it's not just because of her design, which why can't you love her design, especially when you're a guy who wouldn't love that design. I mean, it's squeak, it's sexy, and the way she fights is pretty badass. I mean, she reminds me a lot of one of my favorite video game characters from a game I recently played, which we all know, Devil May Cry. And she reminds me a lot of Nero from Devil May Cry with his Devil Bringer arm. Which I like that about Velvet Crow, is that she mixes up kicks with her arm, and her arm allows her to go into a extra demonic mode and do extra combo damage and stuff like that. And on top of that, I like Velvet's story in the game. We see a lot of Tales of games, you just play as a main bland good guy. Whereas this was the first time in the Tales game, we weren't necessarily playing as a full good guy. From everyone on the outside, we were the bad guys. We were the ones trying to bring chaos to the world. And Velvet was the main driving force of that, being that she was the original Lord of Calamity. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't beat Berseria. But she was the original Lord of Calamity, and she had to go against her brother-in-law, who killed her biological brother, and had turned her biological sister into a Malakim, which is really crazy to see Velvet go through all this. She had to do what she had to do to save Lapiset, and for this clone of Lapiset, or I should say, spoiler warning, her nephew, because the Lapiset we know that is the Malakim, was her sister's unborn child. So the Lapiset she did that for, she had to do a lot to save him, and she did a lot to just fight for what she believed in. And we saw that yes, from everybody outside, she may be the bad guy, but she's doing what she can to protect the world from the person, the shepherd, her brother Altorius, that was trying to control the world through his means of sorcery and stuff like that. And I just like how this shows a different dynamic than us playing the main, bland, straightforward good guy of the Tales series. We're actually playing a person that didn't have so much self-righteous intentions, that was really just doing things for her own means, for revenge against her brother-in-law. So I love Velvet as a character. I think she's really great. I love her design. Just everything about Velvet, even her gameplay, is really awesome to me. And that's why Velvet gets my number 5 of my favorite Tales of main protagonists. Alright, number 4 on my favorite Tales of main protagonists is Mila Maxwell. Preferably her from Tales of Exilia 1. Now, why would I choose Mila over Jude? Where Jude is a good character, but I like Mila a lot more, mostly because she was like the first main female Tales protagonist way before Velvet. You can kind of say she was the prototype for Velvet. She was what they experimented on to see if they could actually do a whole game with a female as a main protagonist in the Tales game. And I really like Mila, and I feel like she's a better version of another character from the Tales series, Shina Fubayashi, with her summon spirits. Mila actually can use the summon spirits in battle way better than what Shina could. And on top of that, she has very good sword skills, and she's a pretty strong character. And on top of that, her character arc was really good to me. I actually liked her story a lot more than Jude's story. It was a really good story, really good just game, and on top of her gameplay was really good, and she just played really well. And I liked where we saw Mila come to terms that she was actually not fully the summon spirit that she thought she was, but rather something that was created as to be a tool. She fought back against the summon spirit, the real Maxwell, spoiler for Exilia 1, to actually protect everybody on the planet, and thus coming to terms that she actually has humanistic parts in her. So it's really cool. I like Mila as a character. She just really was a great all-around female main protagonist in the Tales series. It was good to see that change of pace in a Tales game when it was written predominantly male protagonists. So it was good to see Mila, and I still think she's by far one of my favorite Tales of female protagonists over and over Velvet, and that's the reason she gets the number 4 spot on my favorite Tales of main protagonists. Alright, number 3 on my favorite Tales of main protagonists is Yuri Lol. Now, Yuri Lol, actually, I didn't much play of the original Vesperia on the 360. I didn't really get to play Vesperia till recently when it re-released on PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. And I recently been playing the PC version on and off stream. So, Yuri has really grown on me as a protagonist. You can kind of say he's the predecessor to Aizen, where you see a lot of ways Aizen is. It actually came from Yuri, the way Yuri always followed by bad luck and a curse and stuff like that. A lot of that is what was in Aizen, but Yuri to me just screams more flair and style, especially with the way he fights and the way he actually uses his sword. I love the way Yuri uses flips and shit like that to use his sword skills. I love it. I think Yuri is by far a really cool character, but the reason he's not in the number 2 spot, because these next 2 were the 2 characters that made me love the Tales series to this day. So Yuri is this really cool character. I'm liking his story. I'm liking how he's a lot like Lelouch, but not as evil as Lelouch. But he has a lot of that vigilante-ness that Lelouch had in Code Geass, whereas he's like, oh my god, I have to take justice into my own hands against those the law will punish. And we see a lot of Suzaku shit with Flynn. We see that Lelouch-Suzaku dichotomy in Flynn and Yuri, and I just really like the way Yuri is, the way he tries to help people, even when he knows some of the stuff he's doing isn't necessarily justifiable in the way of the law, but he still helps people in need. And I love that about Yuri. He's one of my favorite Tales of characters, but these next 2 are by far the 2 characters that made me love the series to this day. So without further ado, Yuri is my number 3 favorite Tales of main protagonists. Now this next one, he's by far one of my favorite Tales of characters besides the number 1 spot. This number 1 spot is the main reason I even went into the Tales series. This guy is the reason I really became a huge fan of the series. And that guy is none other than Luke Fonfabra from Tales of the Abyss. Now hear me out. You're like, why would you choose Luke over Yuri? Well, here's the thing. Yes, Luke at the beginning of the game, he is a bratty, annoying character that you do not like. And I understand that. And even me, when I first played Abyss back in the day, I did not like Luke in the beginning of the game. I hated Luke. I hated how whiny, I hated how bratty, I hated how spoiled he was, how he wanted to do nothing. But then halfway through the game, when he actually has a change of heart and realize, look, I've been looking at the world the wrong way and thinking that the world owes me everything because I'm this rich aristocrat. And when he actually cuts his hair, he actually grows on me. He actually learns to learn from his mistakes. He actually learns to care for people. And on top of that, his fight with Ash has one of my most favorite Tales of battle music themes and all. I've already made a top 5 on that. Link will be in the card for that. But literally, he has the most best battle theme with his rival Ash in all the Tales series. Meaning of birth. I mean, it literally, he's coming to terms with his meaning of his birth. Yes, he was a replica. Yes, he was made to be a copy of the real Luke from Proper, being Ash. Spoiler for Abyss. But he came to terms with it. And he came to terms with, look, even though I was born and I wasn't meant to be born and I feel like I was just a cast out, I can make something with my life. And that speaks a lot to me as someone who felt similar situations to that in my walk of life. It made me love the Tales series because it spoke to me on a deep personal level. And I love that about Luke. I can relate with that being like that. Being that being, I won't say rich, but being that person that was like bratty and thought the world owed him something. I think I was like that when I was younger. I thought the world owed me something, but Luke grew on me. He turned around and he by far had the best character arc story in any of the Tales games to me. He by far had the best character arc in any of the Tales games, but he still can't be number 1 because this character at number 1 is a reason I love the Tales series. So, Luke is my number 2 favorite Tales of main protagonist. Now, this character at number 1 is my number 1 favorite Tales of protagonist. This character is the reason I love the Tales series so much. He introduced me to the Tales series. He was the main reason I have such a good sense of what's right and what's right in life. And that character is Lloyd Irving. I love Lloyd Irving as a character. Lloyd Irving is the main reason I got even into the Tales series. Yes, Lloyd comes off as a country bumpkin that isn't nearly as, I won't say as, has much of a character arc like say Luke or say as much stylistic fighting style as say Yuri. But the reason Lloyd is number 1 to me is because he was what got me into the Tales series. Not only that, he was a character that was like, you know what, I like how much he wants to fight for his friends, as Ike would say, I fight for my friends. Lloyd fought for his friends. He fought for Colette. He fought for Genus. He even fought for some of his enemies like Sheena and even his dad, spoiler warning, Kratos, and Symphonia. He fought for all them. And he even fought for even the main bad guy, Mythos Yggdrasil, spoiler warning again for Symphonia, when he had to fight him at the end of the game. He didn't want to actually kill him. He felt for his friends. He felt that sense of duty that was wrong to what he was doing against his friends, especially Mythos at the end of the game. He didn't want to actually kill him. And that's one reason I like Lloyd, because Lloyd just grew on me as a Tales character and as a protagonist, and he has stuck with me as my favorite Tales of protagonist overall throughout the whole entire length of how long this series has been going on. And Lloyd, I just love him, and I love that even in the original GameCube, not Dawn of a New World, fuck Dawn of a New World, but in the original GameCube Tales of Symphonia, Lloyd was Lloyd was voiced by Robin's voice actor from Teen Titans. He was voiced from Robin's voice actor from Teen Titans, and I love that about Lloyd. He had one of my favorite anime character voice actors voicing him, Scott, I believe his name is Scott McNeil, voicing him in Tales of Symphonia, voicing Lloyd, and I just loved Lloyd. He was my favorite Tales of protagonist. He has grown on me throughout the whole entire series, and by far, he will always be number one in my book as my number one favorite Tales of main protagonists. Alright, that will do it for my top 5 favorite Tales of protagonists. If you like this video, if you like what I had to say, leave a like on the video, or you can leave a dislike, because any feedback is, at this point, good feedback, because it helps me improve what I'm doing, helps me know how to make the videos better for next time when I do this, because this is all a learning experience and all something I'm wanting to get better at and make better content for you guys. Without that, shout out in the comment below, what is your top 5 favorite Tales of protagonists, or even top 10 for that matter. Shout off in the comments below. And if you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications to know whenever I make a new video here on my YouTube channel. But until next time, people, this has been me, UncleShal, saying God bless, take care, and hope to catch you guys in the next video on whatever I make. Peace out.